Hi everyone, welcome back to my craft room. If you're new to my craft room, then welcome. Today I'm doing another quick and really easy Christmas craft here that I thought would be so pretty. I want something for my end table I have down. It's a little, not an end table, but sits in the end of my hallway. And I thought this would be something really nice that I could put on there for the Christmas season. Now what I'm going to use is one of these little plastic plates. I forget if these come like 10 in a pack or whatever at Dollar Tree. These are like 5 3/4 inch little plastic plates. You get them in the party section where they have like the wedding things and, you know, all the plastic stuff like that. So I'm going to be using this for the base. Now if you want to use a real candle on this, you might want to use a glass plate, but I'll tell you why I'm using the plastic, because I think it's going to work better for this. And then I'm going to be using one of these little candles from Dollar Tree. They pretty much always have these, and they're pretty nice. So I figured I would use one of these. And you could make a bunch of these for cheap if you want to use them like on a party tables or dinner table or whatever, just as like a little centerpiece. So this candle here is going to be in the center here. It's going to be lined with pine, and what I'm using for the pine here is, well, this is what's left of one of the Dollar Tree Christmas trees. Yeah, I use these. I cut these up for all kinds of little craft projects. They work great, and I just love the way these look because that you can see the brown in it. It's not just green like some of the other stuff. And then actually this ribbon I found at when I was at Walmart the other day. It was $2.58, but I just thought this was so pretty, and it's wired. But you don't have to use this ribbon. You could use any ribbon you want to. But I picked up a pack of these bows, and I think you get 6 or 8 of these in a pack from Dollar Tree. These little bows. These are they're the small ones. They come in a little package. They're only about 3 inches. So I'm going to be using 2 of these because I like to double them up to make them look fuller. And then for around the candle, I want to use this pretty black and red check. And I just thought this would work perfect with these bows. So there you go. But I really haven't checked Dollar Tree for any kind of ribbon. This is more like of a fabric ribbon. I know Dollar Tree's is like more, I don't know what theirs is made out of, but it's not, you know, heavy like this. But I mean, you can use any, whatever colors you want to use. You don't have to use these colors at all. And then I picked up some of these pine cones on a wire. I'm just going to cut them off of there because I want to use a few of these on here. And then I picked up, these are just called frosted greenery, and these are real pretty. And I already cut a bunch of those off of there. And then I'm going to be using some of these little silver, I guess they're supposed to look like a berry, big berries. And these came from Dollar Tree too, and they have these little jingle bells on them. But you could use the bells too on here if you wanted to, but I'm just going to use the berries for that. And then I have this garland. They usually have this where they sell the little trees. And I'm just going to use, I don't know, I might use a few of these snowflakes. I'm not sure yet, but I know I'm definitely putting one of these bigger ones on the middle of my bow. So they're just on like a little string. You just cut them off and you can use them like that. But I think that's pretty much it. And I need a staple gun. Not a staple gun, but just a regular stapler. Alright, so I'm going to set the little candle aside because we're not going to do, well, actually we are going to use that first here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make little bunches of greens like this. And I'll show you how I did that. I took one of the lower branches because they're longer. And then I took one from more up towards the top because they're a little bit shorter. And I took the long one and just folded it in half and just left it open like a little V, if you will. And then I took this one, put it underneath like that, and just kind of wrapped it over. And you're going to need to make 10 of these little bunches, and that's it. It's that simple. So I already made all the little bunches here. Only took a couple minutes, not hard at all. And the reason I'm saying this is going to be better with the plastic plate is because I'm going to be hot gluing this on here, and the hot glue will adhere to the plastic really good. On glass it doesn't hold it, you know, it'll kind of pop off a little bit easier. So that's why I said it would be better on a plastic plate if you're using a, you know, battery operated candle. Alright, so I don't want to put my candle in here and mess it up while I'm gluing it on here, so I took, this is just a index card, and I just traced around the bottom of this candle and cut it out That way I don't have to worry about messing my candle up. Just so I know where my candle's going to fit in here. And I'm just going to actually just put a piece of tape on the back of this to hold it in place. It's just using it for a guide, so I know where to glue down my little pine pieces. So I'm just going to roll up a piece of tape on there and hopefully get this. I mean, you can measure if you want to. I'm just kind of eyeballing it here. That looks pretty good. Let's see. Yeah, that looks pretty good right there. Alright, so now all we're going to do is take our pine pieces, and you can bend these, you know, and shape them after you're all done doing this. And we are just going to hot glue the ends here right down to the plate. You don't want to glue your paper on. But that's why I want to use that as my guide, because you want to be able to lift your candle on and off because the switch is on the bottom. And that's it. We're just going to keep going all the way around and glue these little guys on here. And I just figure they're going to stick really good to the plastic plate. So you just don't want to go over your little circle. So your candle's going to sit right down in there nice. And just put these nice and close together. And if you need a few more, if you don't think it's full enough, I mean, you can just add a couple more when we're done here. I may have to, we'll see. But I'm thinking 10 was going to do it. I just seriously cannot even believe that it's November already. It's crazy how fast this year went. So you just want to put it up next to each other so you don't see through to your little plate. Oops, I may have one after because I just made another one, but I'm going to fit that one in there. It'll fit. Oh yes, this will make exactly 10 because I had mine done. Okay. So 10 looks good. Alright, and just make sure our little candle's going to sit back down in there. Might have to trim some of these ones of the stray ones here sticking up. I'm just going to take my paper back out of there. See what I mean? Some of these little things here, I'm just going to trim some of those off with my little scissors here. Just so they're not in the way when I put my candle in. Give it a little haircut. Alright, let's see if that's good. There we go. Now it sits nice and flat in there. Alright, so that is that for this part. And then you can just go around and, you know, alternate how your pines are sitting or whatever. If you want to raise some of them up or bend some of them a little more. My glue's still pretty hot under there, so I'm still hanging on to them. But that's what I said, it does glue really good to the plastic. So you don't have to worry about them coming off. And if you wanted to, you could go over with a little white paint if you want to add a little snowy effect to your branches. You know, just the ends lightly, but I'm not going to do that for this one. Okay, so now for the candle, what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to take a piece of this here, just enough to fit around. And I don't want to get it up too close to the top because that's where you really see the flicker in here in these candles. And I'm just going to glue these together. These candles are plastic, but they do have a wax coating on them, so it actually feels like a real candle. So you really can't glue too well onto the wax. So I'm just going to snug this up here and just glue the ribbon together. I need my fire protector here. Hang on. Just make sure you get it nice and tight on there. See, then you'll see all that nice glow up there on the top. Alright, so that is that. I mean, you can put something back here too if you want to hide your little seam, if you're going to have it in the center of the table. You could actually put a bow on both sides if you want to use it for like a centerpiece. Okay, now for my bow, these little bows, they all come, they're all just stapled together. So what I did was I took it all apart, because that's what I do with Dollar Tree stuff. And I'm just going to make this one smaller than the first one. So what I did, and a staple goes right through it, is I just kind of, see how they meet like this? I just pushed them over like to another block of the plaid, just to make it a little bit smaller. And then I just measured it on here, make sure that was good. Maybe a little smaller. There we go. And then just put a staple in it. If I can get the staple in it here, doing it this way, away from me. Oops, there it goes. But that was easy. I just put that little staple in the center. And I'm just going to glue that one. So you're going to need 2 of those bows. And you can add extra tails to it too if you want to. I'm just going to glue this one right on top of that one. Try to get it nice and even. But see how nice that looks when it's like doubled up? It gives it such a much nicer look. And then, of course, you're going to pull your, I don't get to say that, didn't I? You pull that centerpiece down. And to tell you the truth, these pretty much fell apart when I took them out of the package, this centerpiece. And then you're just going to glue that back here. Just wrap it around both of those and give it a little glue in the back. Or if you want, you can try to put a staple through there. I don't think I have the oomph for that, or a big enough staple. But there you go, that's our bow. I think that's pretty. And then, where did my little snowflake go? I already have one cut out. Here it is. This is one from the, that I cut off the garland. And I'm going to put that right in the center of this bow. I thought it would look really pretty. So, that is going to go right there. Isn't that nice? And now we're just going to take this and glue the center of this right onto the ribbon. I think I'm going to put it right in the center of it. And then I don't know, I'm still deciding whether or not I want to put a little bit of these greens behind it. I'm going to see after I get everything else put together if that's going to be like too much. But after you cut these berries off here, you'll end up with a little bit of, I don't know, I ended up with just a little bit of this greenery stuff left. So I figured I would just cut that up and see if we can use that on here. But anyway, that is pretty much it for the candle. And that's going to sit right in there like that. Pretty already, right? Alright, well actually we can leave that in there now. That way we can kind of tell what we're doing. So now I'm just going to start out with my pine cones. I think I'm going to take this nice big pine cone here. And maybe I'm going to put that one right here in the front. I think that'll look really pretty. A little glue stick. But you can make a bunch of these really, really quick if you like wanted to do it for like a party or something. I think these would look really pretty on a table. So I'm going to use 5 of these pine cones. You can use whatever you want. They're just kind of wrapped around on here, so if you just clip close to it, the wire, you can just take them right off the wire if you found these, or excuse me, if you just have some pine cones you want to use. But these are pretty cool. They have all different sizes on these wired. It's actually wired garland, and there's quite a few pine cones on there. So that's why I decided to use those. Now let's see, one of these pine cones up here. A couple more on the back. There, and let's see, we'll put that one going this way. Alright. Does that look pretty even? Oops, that one didn't catch. There we go. Get a little more glue on you. There. So then I thought I would go in with some of these little branches. These are just really pretty. I'm not sure how I wanted these now. I think I was going to put them on the side. I had this kind of putting it together before, trying to figure out what I wanted to do. But I just thought these added a little extra something to it. So we're just going to glue one on that side and one on the other side. So they look pretty sticking up. Get in there. There we go. Alright. Don't know what I did with them. Push that down in there. I had to grab my finger protector because that was hot. Alright. So now we got a couple of those on the side. And let's see. I want to add these little silver balls. Now you can just pull them right off of the thing. And I thought these would just look pretty, just added around here. I don't want it to be too much, just just kind of a classic looking Christmas little centerpiece thing. Or candle hold, candle ring, whatever you want to call this. I do like a lot of just the traditional Christmas colors. But like I said, that's totally up to you guys. You can put as much or as little on here as you want to. I don't know if I want to add a few more of these on here. Actually, I'm going to cut this down a little bit. I think I do want some of these in the front. Maybe one on each side of that pine cone would look pretty. Oh good, that's not done yet. Alright. I know I keep changing my mind as I go, but you guys will too. When you see, how you want different things. I think that looks pretty on that, right on each side of that pine cone. Alright, now I need to get my little ball back on there. I think I'm going to, after I get this done, I'm going to lift it up, I want to bend some of these down more towards the table. I think that'll look pretty. Alright, let me grab a couple more of these. Whoa. And one more. I think I'm going to put two more of them little berries back here. Yeah, I don't think I want the jingle bells on there. Alright. There, and then let's see, I'm going to cut this one in half like I did the other one. Oops, wrong side. Where's my finger protector? What is that I just glued in there? I don't even know. I'll pick it out later. It's hot. Alright, we're just going to put another one over here on this side. And that is all I'm putting on this thing. I think that is plenty on this little darling. Like I said, I wasn't sure if I want these. You know what? I think I do. Just kind of sticking up just a little bit like that. I think that's going to look nice. Alright, this is a little too much here. Let me just cut this one off. Here we go. Oh yeah, I do like that up there. Nope. Nope. I'm just going to have this sticking out the sides, just like that. Like I said, you don't like them on there, don't do it. Alright, so I'm going to bend some of these little guys down here a little bit. And then I am going to clean up this mess here and set this up with the candle lit in there, and then we'll just see how this looks all lit up and pretty. Alright, so that's all I'm doing. I'm just bending a few of these down so they kind of go down towards the table a little more, so they don't look like they're just sticking up in the air. And that's it, a little candle ring. Like I said, it's really simple, real easy, and I think this is going to look real darling just sitting on my little stand at the end of my hallway. So, let me clean this up, we'll light it up, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, I think that's really cute. This is going to look so pretty just sitting on my little table. I want to get this thing lit up here. I'm going to shut these lights off here. It's actually nice and... Let me flick this on. Sorry. Flick that on there, and I'll shut this off too. It's very, very cloudy and windy right now outside, so that works out great. See what a nice glow these candles give off? That's why I didn't want to put this up too much higher, because it's really pretty and it flickers so nice. It's not, you know, sometimes you get them and they like, it looks more like they're flashing than a candle flickering. But yeah, I really like this. So that was my little project for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you all next time. Have a great day, everyone.